Hi, good evening. Back in the car, back behind the wheel. Just finished a meeting at one of the hotels here in the city. And as you all know, hotels have valet parking, and those who can park or get parking at the initial stages will park. Otherwise, most of them ask for the valet service. Me personally, I try and park myself because it saves the valet guy a bit of a hassle, especially when it's a crowded day. So something very, I've noticed this, but I've never brought it up, but it's been happening a little too often. So I finished my meeting, I came out, and I was waiting for my car to come, but the valet had taken the keys for another gentleman who had come out, and he came and requested me. He said, if you don't mind, just wait for 2 minutes, I'll bring that car, and then of course yours. I said, yeah, take your time. This man brings the car. It's an iconic 5, the Hyundai's EV vehicle, and he parks it, opens the door, and he's waiting for this man to jump into the car and move on, and there are cars piling up behind. So he's waiting at the door open. But this gentleman goes on talking, which he could have finished inside the hotel, but he brings the conversation outside. Now, there's no harm in that. But are you aware of the fact that the man who has to do other work, he's got to look at other cars which are coming in, he's got to not only park vehicles, but he has to bring vehicles from the parking, and you're keeping him waiting, holding the door, and you're looking at him. So the guy looks at him but continues talking to his friend. I was this close of going and telling him, your car is waiting to be moved out. And it so happened that they cut the conversation, he moved towards the car, and then the next thing, there's no smile, there's no verbal thank you, there's nothing. He gets into the car, closes the door, and wait, he doesn't start immediately. He picks up his phone. Believe it or not, he takes his phone and starts messaging, still in the same spot while cars are piling up behind. Now, I've not understood this. Are people so insensitive, or they are just filled with themselves? That, the world should rotate around them, and they are the masterpiece and the centerpiece. It is so sad that the so-called literate people, yes, literate, not educated, literate people behave like this. And I was again on the verge of going and tapping the window of this gentleman's car and saying, hello, excuse me, I'm waiting to move, kindly move. And then finally he does move. So my car comes and I tell the guy, don't worry, I'll move it, you go to the other vehicles. And I pull out. The point I'm trying to make here is, guys, that why are we so insensitive? Now the valet guy, whether you know it or not, is standing for hours. He doesn't sit anywhere except for going for lunch. That's when he sits. Otherwise, he's standing right from 6 in the morning till maybe 8 at night without a break. But people going to the hotel for whatever reason are sitting at some point of time, enjoying a drink, enjoying a meal. They are relaxed. This man is working. Now, do we have this much in us to make his work a little lighter? By jumping into the car when he brings it and giving him, saying a thank you. I'm not saying tip the guy. If you can tip the guy, very nice. But if you can't tip the guy, at least smile and say thank you. That's all that's required. I can't understand why we become so insensitive. I leave you with one thought. A lot of us talk about doing good causes and good karma, etc., etc. Whether you realize it or not, this kind of behavior is going to come back to you, and not in the same dose. It will come back in double the dose, and from someone close to you. At that point of time, you may not remember this incident of behaving the way you behave with the driver or the man on the door holding the door for you, wherever it may be, but it will come back to you. Because the law of cause and effect is even, it's not biased, it's there, very much there, and it does work. So next time you are in such an environment and there's somebody helping you, be a little conscious, be a little aware, and be grateful. Just smile. That's all it takes. One smile. And you see, you make his day a nice day, and you go back a happy person. Be happy. Spread happiness. That's all there is to it. All the best.